Food, on the other hand, I have started to realize is something that I have more thoughts and temptations around than I realized. For like a 24-hour period, I was live texting Jordan my thoughts about, desserts and temptations and portion sizes.
I loved that. I liked when you were like sending me these Keebler cookies and explaining your strategy. Like, all right, like I would really want this, but I'm going to go shower and brush my teeth.
Yeah. Well, here's what on the podcast and in our discussions, I think maybe either I am not self-aware enough to know my thought process in the moment, and so it doesn't come across clearly, or I've just let you misinterpret me as having like the most insanely dialed hunger signaling / portion control / relationship with food of all time, when in reality
just put these relationship food in air quotes, like relationship food.
It's just not a term I use as often, but I thought it made sense. I wasn't meant to be offensive. But yeah, dude, I had like a big, 50, 60 grams of protein. I think it was a Chipotle bowl, like solid meal, beans in there, good amount of fiber. And then afterwards, so I'm physiologically full. I just had 900 calories and 16 ounces of water.
A lot of protein. Yeah.
And then saw these little Keebler cookies in our pantry. I was like, what are these? Where did these come from? Opened it up, had one. Okay, they're delicious. And what was it? Serving size 4 cookies, and there were either 6 or 8 servings in the container. And I had a serving. It was like, okay, I could easily, or I had 5 cookies. It's like I could easily crush this entire box of cookies right now and not feel bad at all and not even feel really full afterwards. And I really want to do that. And I was just laying there like with the box cookies. I was like, you know what? I'm going to put these away. I'm going to go brush my teeth as like a little reset, take a shower, drink some water, and boom, I was good. But I think previously, without having talked that out with you in the moment, there was an assumption that it just happened much more naturally and intuitively and with less willpower / decision-making / temptation.
Yeah, that's exactly. You sent another thing. I forget what it was. It was in that like container and you're like, hey, we have these like ridiculous, I forget what it was. It was this ridiculously
crumble cookies.
Crumble cookies. Yeah, insanely good looking. And you were like, hey, I'm going to put these in a different drawer, like an obscure drawer. And I called you and I was like, yeah, but you still know which drawer they're in and you got to like handle it. And I said, if that was me, I would just take it out of the container and throw it out. Because if it's sitting in there and I know it's there, I'm like, it's just going to be, and like literally take it out of the container. Because if you put it in the container in the trash, like it's still fine. So you got to take it out of the container and put it in the trash.
Fair game to dig it out of there.
Yeah. So it's like, and then you were like, no, you would do that as well, depending on what it is or whatever. But like if you can put it in an obscure drawer and then forget about it, that's fine. But you said, you do the same thing.
My wife's cousin brought us these super nice cookies. I didn't want to throw them out the second they walked out the door. So I figured that put them in the obscure drawer for 24 hours before I threw them out was more appropriate.
Yeah.
Than just like immediately putting this gift in the trash.
That was so nice of you.
Yeah. But it's environment, going back to when everyone, including me, I think, intentionally or accidentally was ripping off Atomic Habits. Environment is so important for decision making. And when you have access or even your sight lines have certain things in them, like dessert foods, you're just more likely to overeat those things than setting up an environment that has healthier options and less or fewer of the things that you might more easily overeat.